So I wanted to get you on camera for a reason, because of what you do. You're a football creator. You're creative in more than just one aspect. We're talking videos, photography. I kind of just want to start off like going back to when we first met, because when we first met it was a bit crazy. I was working 442 at the time, and at that time you was doing coaching, and you was asking me like the maddest questions. Like you was just asking questions after questions, and then I'll see you at events, and you're asking more questions and more questions and more questions. I want to start this kind of interview off with the foundation of that, because I don't think many people have your work rate, and I don't think many people are open to asking. How did that help you maneuver through to finally get, where you are?
That's a good way to start.
Maybe this is what we do, baby.
I don't know, I think I just I'm open to learning.
Yeah.
Like I know that I don't know everything that I want to know. So there's people that are talented around you, and they've spent however many years or time doing what they do, and essentially they have the knowledge that you don't have, and it's easy for you to go out and kind of Google stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think it conveys the way I learn, personally anyway. So I'm a lot better at
Practical
being
learner.
shown how to do something, or actually being put in a situation to do something where it's a bit of pressure and you're like, okay, I got this and this out of it. So yeah,
cool.
That's a good start.
So talk to me about the creative space right now, because this whole, like I said, you know me, I'm about the whole culture side of everything, and the whole creative space on Instagram, Twitter, all those on YouTube, all these different places. What do you think of the space right now and where it's headed?
I think,
because I feel like you're a big part of it. You're right in the center of it, and I think a lot of people are starting to get to know you as an actual football creator.
Maybe I think it's not that I'm marketing myself well, but I guess that you look at it as marketing, how you portray something. So if you're working for a brand, you want to portray the product to customers in whatever way, if it's cool or stylish or exciting or whatever. So what I do is football.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Therefore anything within football that I'm interested in. So I'm not interested in everything, but 90% of things.
But knowing you, just you've always been a product type of person. Ever since I first met you, literally on that day, even the boots I was wearing or the boots you was wearing, you've always had an interest in thought in those things.
Kind of, but I think players that wear boots inspired that. So
okay, cool.
Yes, I am very interested in products by my age now, but I think for me, iconic is Thierry Henry for Arsenal, and you think okay, so he's wearing a Nike Arsenal shirt, he's sponsored by O2. So when my dad got me a Vodafone phone, I had to go to O2. I genuinely had to go to O2 because I was no, I'm Vodafone because United are sponsored by them.
Wait, what?
Bro, I used to hate Fly Emirates because Chelsea was sponsored by them as well. I didn't understand it. I was 8 or 10 years old, but I used to see the marketing and relate.
So that's literally what I was about to say. So you fell in love with marketing without you even knowing.
Yeah, I guess that's what brands do. They put themselves out there so that you see it.
So my next question to you is this whole creative space right now. A lot of people are taking pictures, taking videos in the way of campaigns and adverts and things like that. It's people are trying to create their own adverts. Why do you think that is?
Because they see adverts and they won't. Okay, when Instagram started, what you'd put out is a square picture with dead filters, because that's all there was. So you'd put out what you could. Whereas now you're capable of putting out something close to what a brand could put out for a massive budget with an iPhone or a normal DSLR, and then edit it on a phone or computer. If you're willing to kind of learn, you can create what you want to create.
Sure. Is that where you're at now as well? So do you focus on campaigns and adverts, or do you just generally just say to yourself, you know what, I'm just going to let my creative mind flow and whatever we capture, we capture?
It depends what I'm doing, but I think I'm definitely in a place where I'm just trying to learn everything around me. So videography and photography, and kind of be very good at it and kind of learn to edit them as well. So kind of getting all the skills that are like for me to be kind of not limited to he can only create this because he can only use this or whatever. So like I want to be flexible in what I produce and create, and therefore like you kind of get to do more anyway because like there's specific needs for each different project that brands do work on. If you want to work with the brands, so like just because you're good at photography doesn't mean they need a photographer. So
then, so what I'm getting then is, because like I said, the whole creative space within football right now is so massive. Like it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to be creative. Do you feel like what makes you stand out is your background in, number one, the love of marketing, number two, then your love also for fashion, and then you bring that to a football industry?
So I'd say I'm always looking at other people's content and even just like how their feed, like being able to actually organize your feed is actually kind of pointless, but really interesting because the best accounts kind of have the best feeds, but also therefore what you see in that photograph individually is also sick. Yeah. So like what I'm trying to do exactly right now for the past like 2, 3, 4 weeks is just actually only put out the best thing. Because it's kind of pointless not.
No,
but also at the same time, I wouldn't say don't put out bad content. I'd say make it worthwhile. So even if someone thinks it's bad, if you have a purpose behind it, e.g. you wanted to collect views and it worked, cool. Or you needed something and you wanted to put it out there and then you can track the progress 6 months later because you did do it. So like putting out bad content is fine, but it has to have a purpose to you even if no one else cares.
That's interesting.
It's stupid, but
no, that's interesting. So, like, do you think like a lot of other creators have that kind of approach too? Because, like I said, because it's such a big space. Like being a football creator is a big space. So for me, it's like, you know, you've got the F2 who are probably
the best.
I would say the pioneers of this, of football creation in general.
Yeah, definitely. They changed social media.
They changed the game, and there's no discrediting anyone who was before them.
But
I'm just saying, for me, the F2 are the original football creators to take it to that level. Do you know what I mean? So with your imagery and obviously your videos and things like that, do you think other football creators have that same mentality that you have? Because like you said, the mentality is whether it's good or it's bad, if you have an intent behind it, put it out. Do you think other creators have that? Is that why do you think this whole football space has gone so big?
Yeah, I think there is a lot of bad content put out, firstly. I also want to put it...
I was trying to get there without asking it directly. But you know what, yeah, like, let's just make this unfair.
There is, and I've done a lot as well. But again, like, what I want to put out now, like I said, the past 3-4 weeks is only the best because I've got to a point where I'm capable of consistently... I'm not saying I produce the best, but in terms of what I think is like really quality, I won't put out, say I'll take 200 images, which happens a lot of the time, you might only put out 9 of them, and the annoying thing is, but I get it, is with photographers, when you work with them, and they send you 14 photos, but you spend 4 hours with them, you're like...
How have I only got 14 photos out of 4?
But it's probably because there was something slightly wrong with the photo, they don't put it out. And I get that, and it's frustrating, but...
I had to learn that.
It's quality over quantity every day of the week, which is why a lot of people post a lot rarer, and it actually works on social media because, like, essentially your post stays on the timeline longer, and if people haven't seen your post and they come online 4 days later, it will still be their first post they see, so you'll still get likes and whatever. So it's interesting, like how stuff works. But yeah, I think there's a lot of bad content put out. But yeah, let that lead to your next question.
Yeah, actually did.